Here's Johnny.
TrainwrecksTV, I think I'm going through a manic phase of my bipolar, and I want to say I love you all. Train baby. Hey, dude. If anybody knows about that, it's me. I don't know if this is you on that account. This might be someone who hacked you or something, but if that is true, bro, I know that feeling, and I'm sending love to you, buddy. If you need someone to talk to, just hit me up. You have my Discord. Hit me up, man. I'm happy to talk. Sending love, buddy. Hope you feel better. Truly. That's a tough... Bro, call me real quick. Okay. Train, is this you?
Yo.
Train, what's up, buddy?
Bro, I miss you. I literally miss you, bro. Do you know how long it's been?
It's been a long time, man. Are you okay?
No, yeah. Don't take it that way, bro. It's yeah. No, I didn't mean it in that way. Like you're completely good,
dude.
I appreciate that.
When you tell me you're going through a manic phase, you got me worried, bro. You're talking to a manic depressive man. You made my heart jump.
No, I have my therapy tomorrow, and I have all my things that I go through to make sure to manage it as best as I can. But
yeah,
no, I was typing that more so to spread my love in the chat. But it wasn't like that, bro. But okay. As I was saying, bro, it is. And I appreciate you caring. I really do appreciate that.
Bro. I mean, that's something that I'm very candid about that. That's something I struggle with in my life, and until you go through that, it's sometimes a super powerless feeling. So I just want to make sure you're good.
Hey, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. That's a lot of love, and I hope you're good too.
I'm doing great. How are you doing, bud?
Good.
You thriving?
Bro, I miss the fuck out of you, bro.
Dude, that's so nice to hear, man.
Bro, it's
nice to be
years,
missed.
man. It's been literal years. You understand that, right? It's been years.
Yeah.
Like actually.
No. I came and hung out a few nights that you were late night gaming.
Was I gaming or gambling?
You were gambling.
My man.
You were deep in the spins.
Cool. Smile.
Oh yeah. That's how it is. I'm usually playing Rust off stream and gambling on.
and what are you doing in Rust? You're spinning the wheel there too, man. You're double duty.
I am. I'm double duty. I usually keep the sports bet off stream and the slots on stream. Sports bets are just... Anyways, though, bro, I miss you. How have you been? How's everything, bro? I saw that new podcast you guys have, you and Hasan.
Fear End, yeah, going well.
I love that so much more. Like, I think it's like a no-brainer to team up with you. Like that should have happened before the H3 stuff, in my opinion. Like, I think like to me that's a no-brainer. Like, that's just it's so good. Like, that's just a perfect team.
Damn.
On that?
You're being so nice to me. Thank you. You're buttering me up right now. I really appreciate that.
We've always been boys. What do you mean? We've always been boys. We never.
Yeah, but it's nice to hear. Just nice thing to say.
Oh, it did happen before. Oh, damn.
It did. But there was a really bad contract. You'll love this. We did a year of work. Really? The only compensation we received because of this contract was a pair of shoes.
What?
We got one pair of Rothy's. One of our sponsors sent us a pair of shoes.
Your sponsor sent you a pair of shoes?
You got to look up Rothy's, man. Here, I'll pull them up on stream. Rothys. Rothy's, dude, it's like, they're like driving slippers. And they're the only thing we got. And my dad still wears them to this day. They're a pair of driving slippers.
Are you showing them or should I look at them?
Hey, I'll pull them up right now.
Rothy's.
Yep. Yeah. Dude, you're going to
show them real quick.
Yeah, they're washable. They're washable shoes. This was it, bro. I got one pair of these and my dad throws them in the washing machine and wears them. My 92-year-old dad is always like, dang, these are great shoes.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, and this might further the, a lot of people think I'm, a full-on dad now, just the way I talk and everything. I like those shoes. Those are kind of stylish.
Dude, you know what? I will hit up Rothy's. I'm going to send you a pair, bro. You can wash them.
Orange. Just not orange.
Not orange? Okay. I'll send you
orange.
I'll send you a pair in black.
Brown. Yeah, black, brown, or gray or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Damn, bro. Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, like, I tuned in, I think it was either today or yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
When it was, but I love it, bro. It's just like, it's the way it should be. And I'm happy that it happened before. I should have looked into that. Like, that's just, it's just way cleaner, way more positive vibe. Like, that's just, you know what I'm saying?
I do.
I don't want to say too much and like, you know, bring anything up, but that's just the way it should be for a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a group of friends chatting it up.
Exactly. That's
Keeping
the
it-
way I think it should be. And I think you and Hasan have that friendship for a podcast. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, it's that perfect bouncing off each other type vibe. Although I will say, I saw that clip of you guys connecting toes. That is fucking putrid. That is fucking putrid. What the hell are you guys
Dude,
doing?
you got, hey, listen, you know as well as I do, sometimes you got to give the people what they want. Okay? Sometimes you just got to give the folks what they want, man.
Jesus Christ. Y'all are wild for that. That was wild, okay? You have to understand, I was about to go eat and I pushed my eating back 3 hours. You understand me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we were.
So
Damn, bro.
so is the would that be against the kick TOS linking toes?
I don't think so. That's definitely a good one. Nah, I don't think linking toes would be against TOS. Yeah, I don't know. You know, definitely no porn, no nudity.
Yep. Well, then it's definitely TOS because that was pornographic, man. We knew what we were doing with those toes.
Well, I think that would, I mean, low key, that might fly, actually. I think, you know, obviously some of the things going on now, you know, we have little to no moderation. We're 4 months in. I don't want to keep using that excuse, but we are actually 4 months in. So I think it is justified there. But yeah, you know, eventually we'll push, you know, right now it is no porn, no nudity, you know, no hateful conduct. Obviously, you know, I see that going on and we're just trying to get a bigger moderation team to,
Yeah.
you know, and also get that.
Dude, I'm gonna keep it a buck. A lot of people, as you know, trash kick. And I think my opinion is the better that kick does, the more that Twitch realizes it's vulnerable. You know
well,
what I
you're
mean?
a smart guy. That's the difference. Like, you're smart, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I think here are the facts, right? Even if you hate kick, even if you know, hate me or hate whoever, right?
Yep.
You should want to root for kick, because if kick succeeds, Twitch has to be better. So it only will make the lives of streamers on Twitch better. It'll only give them more of a voice. Right?
That is my opinion. And that is, I talked to some streamers at the Streamer Awards and that was their opinion too, is that, like, you know, I'm not rooting for kick to completely just steamroll Twitch because this is where I work, but I think ultimately, you know, Twitch needs to acknowledge that it's very weak in some places. And there are some very frustrating elements of Twitch.
Well, I do think the one thing I do want to say is I think there's like a big misconception for sub revenue. I think a lot of people think sub revenue is like a primary revenue driver for platforms.
Right.
And it is not, you know, and if you want more like statistics and numbers back, and you could talk to Devin Nash about it one of these days, maybe a podcast guest or something, or maybe I'll bring the Scuff podcast back and we'll do a, you know, show there. But it's not a major revenue driver. Like, that's just a result of pure greed. So I would like to see at the very least them increase their sub splits. I mean, even your sub, you know, your sub number here, you know, you'd be pulling easily 20, 25 racks, you know, 18, 20, 25 racks a month, you know, give or take, obviously 200, 300, 400 subs. And I think that's massive. That's massive because it allows you to do more content. It allows you to, you know, be more free and have a little bit of security for yourself. But anyways, let's
get
into that.
So here's the question, full circle.
Yeah.
When are we going to get you on Fear End?
Bro, low key, whenever. I'm down.
You want to come be a guest?
Yeah, bro. Like, honestly, I thought about messaging Hasan today and kind of, you know, just saying, you know, what's good. Like, I just feel like, I mean, you know, it's definitely my fault as well. I definitely go in here and there. I do bring him up, you know, a good amount of times when I'm shit talking. And I just think it's, you know.
Sometimes I feel like you play him up like he's the Baba Yaga. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think you put things on Hasan where I'm like, oh man, I don't even know if he could do all that. But I get it, and I understand. Like, listen, I've always thought you are not above criticism. I think you do receive some fair criticism, but I think ultimately you do receive a lot of criticism that's like not fair.
That's bullshit. Yeah, no, 100%. And you know, I think at times I felt, you you know, that maybe it was coming from his end and maybe he was playing to certain narratives, but kind of looking into it and stepping back, you know, I do see a little consistency in certain areas, you know, from him, and I see a little bit more consistent. You know, like for example, in the Streamer Awards, I saw him hold his ground. Like what made me want to message him today was I saw him hold his ground with certain people that, you know, he, you know, had certain opinions about online, but in person he held his ground, right? He may have been civil, and you know, he may have been courteous and decent and mature about it, but he held his ground, right? Whereas others kind of just fully, you know, night and day, you know, were opposite in person. They were they were fully accepting as if everything was good and okay, right? So it's like when I saw that, I'm like, you know what? Like maybe this is a more reasonable person, and maybe some of the issues him and I did have, maybe they're just, you know, coming from miscommunication, or maybe, you know, he saw some things and he thought they were true when they weren't. You know what I mean? So I kind of gave him the benefit out there. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should message him and reach out, but ultimately I didn't. But one of these days, maybe, and maybe the podcast would be a good bridge for that. I don't know.
Well, you know, the other thing is, I think, you know, a lot of times when I do see you kind of like really, really kind of just spouting like a lot of anger, I always feel like it's probably coming from a place where you do feel like everybody's against you, because you are a person who gets manic like I do, and I know that feeling. And ultimately, sometimes that can become a self-fulfilling narrative, right? When I'm manic,
for sure,
it just feels like the world is against me. And so it's really good to hear you in like a positive state. And, you know, as I said, I think you get
for sure
more criticism than you're due. Some's fair. You know, you're a buxom guy sometimes, but
of course, yeah. Well, to be fair, I think a lot of that, you know, it's more of a pattern thing over the last 4 years. You know, over the last 4 years, I think on Twitch, you know, I've created, you know, 4 separate metas, and in each, you know, they were all cast out only for a year later for everyone to do them, you know, with no shame. So I think, you know, I don't think all of my anger is misplaced in, you know, that, you know, in that respect. I do think there's a lot of unfair bullshit, and I think, you know, a lot of people get away with a lot more and a lot of shit. So,
but you also have to admit, by that same token, who gets as much of that undue shit as you do? Hasan Piker. Hasan gets fucking dragged for everything, bro. As his friend, sometimes we just laugh about, like, the man literally can't buy a t-shirt without people being like, oh, here we go. You know what I mean? And so, I mean,
well, to be fair on that token as well, there are some political discrepancies and hypocrisies. There are some. I do think, you know, we could talk about that more on the podcast. And, you know,
okay.
Those things, but I think some of the fans and some of the haters, they come at it in the wrong way, right? Like, I think the problem is they attack them in the right. There's an extreme way to do it, right? And I think that extreme way is the wrong way. But I think it is open for discourse. You know, just talk about it, see what's good, and, you know, kind of go into it. But at the end of the day, like I've always said this, you know, you remove all of that. I know Hasan's a good dude, like deep down. Like I know he has a good heart. You know, I always say this on my stream. I could see us having lunch, you know, maybe even giving each other some under the table hand jobs. You know what I mean? Like these are things.
One thing I will say, Train. No one gives back more to their community than you do, and I do think that comes from a genuine place. A lot of people say it's posturing. I don't think so. I think you honestly want to take care of people in your community. In a more socialist world, you wouldn't be having to pay for a lot of your people's therapy. You wouldn't be having to pay for a lot of the health and safety stuff that you pay for in your community that I know about, because the state would do that for you. So in a way, what you do is a little socialist.
Oh, no. Oh, 100%. Like the way I describe what he preaches, I don't disagree with.
Right.
Right. I just think, you know, why don't we save this for the podcast?
Okay.
This next part's really good. I mean, then again, it's not really, I really can't gatekeep it because I preach on my own stream. So it's accessible to all, but it would still be a good segue for, you know, that topic. We could kind of dive into the hate I get versus he gets. Like it could be a deeper topic, like for the podcast. Yeah. Right? And we can kind of match the hates we get, match the action versus the words, like things like that. I think it'd be a good segment of its own. But yeah, realistically, the way I see myself is a capitalist that's also a socialist, right? So like for me, I don't.
That's Hasan Piker.
Yeah, I don't see
that.
Well then he should. You know, there should be. you know, that's what should be said, right? That there shouldn't be that the sides. Like, this is why I preach the middle all the time, right? The middle is where to be. Both extreme sides are fucking trash.
I think Hasan always talks about, right, he's a capitalist because he has to work within that framework right now, right? That's like what's in place. The whole idea that he should like give away his money or not make money is ridiculous because that's the system and the framework that we preside in. So you do your best to make amends to that system while living under the reality that you are in that system.
Yes, but I think sometimes words aren't enough. I think the action has to be, you know, there has to be action as well, right? So, for example, I think, you know, some of the systems that you think should be in place in America, right? I think should show through action. So, for example, like on a proportional level, right?
You don't think that him raising like millions of dollars for the Turkish earthquake and stuff is practice?
I think it's nice to crowdfund and to, you know, match a small percentage of that yourself. But I do think, like, I'm talking about the systems, right? So the mental health care systems, I think they should be implemented. I think all the systems that, you know, he talks about that I think are great systems. I think, you know, he should, you know, lead by example in that way and kind of implement within his community, show that it works, right? If you expect a country of 335 million to implement it this far in, then I think someone with 20, 30,000 viewers can implement it on a smaller scale, show that it works, show that it's doable, show that, you know, the money can come from the rich. Maybe that'd be me, him, and other large creators, right? And then if it works, it just gives you more ground. It gives you more, you know, leverage to say, why the fuck are we not doing this? This works. It's giving mental health care to a lot of people. It's giving this to a lot of people. We're, you know, creating jobs, we're creating this and that. Like, I think when you lead by example in that way, right, there's a power to it, right?
Yeah.
And
well, Train, I don't want to get too far down this rabbit hole because I admit that I am not the expert. I'm a guy who tells jokes about fucking dads on the internet for a living.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, this would be a good opportunity for you to have you on the pod and let you hash this out with someone who can speak better and more intelligibly about it than I can.
And to be fair, just to clarify, some of the chat members saying charity is not socialism. We're not referring to a charity. We're referring to distributing the wealth of rich people into a system that gives mental health care to people who cannot afford it, right? There's a difference between the two. I mean, I understand raising money for a charity versus raising, you know, what we're talking about is a system, right? That redistributes money from the rich to systems that pay, you know, for the poor or for people that don't have the same tools. But anyways, this is a podcast topic for sure. I think it's something we could definitely get into and talk about. But at the end of the day, you know, I like what I saw. I think the podcast looks great, bro. It definitely is fucking awesome.
That is very kind, man. And I'm just juiced to hear you're doing well, man. That makes me happy.
I'm juiced to hear you're doing well. You look good. Although I do miss the long hair.
I'm growing it out. I'm growing it out again. Day one.
Bro, you and Hasan are opposites, bro. Like, as soon as I saw Hasan get the short hair, bro, I'm like, God damn, yeah, baby. Let me fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying, let me pull on the side monitor and see what's good. You know what I'm saying? You need to keep the long hair. Keep the short hair.
Right.
It's the perfect, you know, yin and yang.
I'm working on it. I'm growing as fast as I can.
You know, although you're both the light part.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not referring to, you know, complexion. I'm referring to, oh shit. You know what? All right. You know what, brother? It was good talking. Holy shit.
Hey,
I don't know how to dig myself in a hole, huh?
I appreciate your time, bud, and thanks for calling and you know, let me know. Hey, dead ass. I mean this all fucking stream shit aside. If you are ever in a place where you just want to talk about, you know, feeling down or anything like that, you know that I can relate. So hit me up off stream.
Yeah, of course. You too, brother. You too. Hit me up whenever. We'll talk. And if you need any help as well, yo, listen, I'll be here for you too. Just hit me up on Discord and we'll, you know, talk.
All right, baby. I'll say, oh, one last thing.
Tell me.
I got a bet for you.
What's the bet?
Jets make the playoffs next year. Lock it in.
They just lost that. Oh, who's the player that lost?
Listen. Aaron Rodgers still might go. Okay. Aaron Rodgers.
Who they lose? What was his name?
Let's not worry about who we lost.
Who we lost? Who was that guy? The on defense.
Did we lose?
No. That was from the Rams.
Yeah, I don't think we've really lost.
Who's the guy that went from the Rams?
We lost Braxton Berrios. Oh, we lost Mike White, our backup quarterback. Our backup quarterback went to the Dolphins.
Oh. So you think Jets are going all the way?
I didn't say all the way. I said playoffs. Is
that a betting option?
I believe so. I believe you can bet the over on their season win-loss total, which I believe would be pretty. Listen, don't get it twisted. You will lose. I'm a degenerate Jets fan. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Okay, please.
Listen, I have a bet for you.
Okay.
I bet you.
Yeah.
That if you grow your hair out.
Yeah.
I will get 2 times the hard-ons.
Okay.
Starting the
How do we even measure
first
that?
day, your hair hits the perfect length.
Oh my God. All right. I'm growing it out, baby, as fast as I can.
You grow it out. You let me know when it hits. Listen, we can do an over-under on that, right?
All right.
Under 3 hard-ons, over 3 hard-ons. Right? And that'll be between you and I, because I don't know, we don't want to get weird over here.
Little side bet.
But
little side
they'll
bet.
just do a little side bet, you and I.
All right.
Although I've never sent a dick pic in my life, so we're gonna have to find another way to.
We can do silhouettes or something like that. All right,
yeah,
brother.
Silhouette could work. Otherwise, before you leave, I know you're trying to end this call here, but before you leave,
yeah,
are you cut or not cut?
I am circumcised. Yes.
Okay, so then the silhouettes will work because I mean, if you're not, I mean, you could always put a burrito or like an anteater snout, and we won't know if it's a real dick size or not. But anyways, all right, brother, have a good one. See you later.
All right, talk to you later, brother. The ubiquitous train. Oh man, what an unexpected pleasure. See, guys, conversation is good. Conversation is always good. There's a lot more common ground than you think.